that the port serve and actually does very well at is now reestablishing a safe and modern way to play multiplayer when it comes to actual like the MP mode or playing online on zombies. Okay, so now I want to get into each game a little bit individually. Let's start with Black Ops 1. I don't really need to get anything into the campaign or, stuff like that. What I really care about is the MP experience intact, and for a lot of people, that is the only reason they are getting these ports. I will say that it is very refreshing to be able to play this experience that we all remember. Number one, on modern hardware, but also without any hackers or, funny things going on in the lobby. We actually have the vanilla experience that we had all the way back in 2010. This game is 16 years old now, and it does show its age. Even though they have done everything they can to modernize the online network capabilities for it, you can still feel the jank in the netcode of this game, and that's not really something you can get out of. Honestly, that's just kind of baked into the game itself. But as far as contents of the game and the things that you can unlock, it's exactly as you remember it from 2010. It's the same guns, same equipment, even emblem editor returns in both these games, which is really awesome. The only thing that it does not feature is theater mode, which again was a necessary sacrifice for the security of this game. So the fact that I can play this online safely without worrying that my bank account is going to get leaked or stolen is just a breath of fresh air. It's actually fun to just go into a lobby where everybody's like level 1 to 5 again, and everybody's starting from, ground zero, because even in other clients that exist to play old Call of Duty games, you may have heard of something called Plutonium. This is a client that, kind of makes these games a bit more online safer to play, but it is rather niche, and also there's just like unlock tools in that where you can start right away and be Prestige Master with everything.
Here at the Prince Review, we've long said that the SAT only tests your ability on mastering the SAT. So what do you have to master?
Unlocked. It's just kind of fun to see everybody starting from the same starting position once again and just ranking up as you did naturally back then. It's been really cool. As far as zombies goes, it is identical to what you remember back in the day, and the fact that you can now play online lobbies, like I haven't played a public match of zombies and I don't know how long, but these Black Ops 1 and 2 ports actually make me just want to click public match and jump in and shoot around. That's what these games were made for, and you can really tell, and you can do that again, which is awesome. But if you want to play solo zombies, once again, I don't necessarily think that I'm going to go right here to play solo zombies, because I can play it at an even higher resolution on PC and play it safely offline as well. So when it comes to that, the only purpose that I would have for these ports is playing them online with maybe a few of my IRL buddies that have the PlayStation console and don't have a PC. But as far as gameplay mechanics go in Black Ops 1 Zombies, I didn't notice anything different except for this one really weird interaction where you can put away the death machine now. So in BO1, if you remember in Zombies, you actually, if you picked up the death machine, you couldn't put it away until the bonus actually ran out. This was kind of annoying because sometimes you needed to do a time-sensitive task and you had to wait until that went away. You can actually put the death machine away, but the game still thinks you have it. So if you're trying to pack a punch, it kind of looks like you can, but you're still technically holding the death machine, so it won't allow you. That's a really strange interaction I noticed, and I don't know if that was intentional or not. Not really sure. It doesn't really change the game all that much, but just something I wanted to point out. But all in all, I, again, haven't bought the season pass, so I haven't played every single map because, again, I don't really feel like I need to at the moment, especially that I have access to these already. And I haven't played the campaign because I literally just did on PC like 2 months ago, matter of fact. So I would say Black Ops 1 overall, this port, is very successful in the way that it restores the original multiplayer experience. As faulty and kind of scuffed as it sometimes was, you can still re-experience that now. And if you're primarily interested in this Black Ops 1 port specifically for the multiplayer game mode, then it does a really good job at recapturing and bringing that organic experience that we had 16 years ago back to modern hardware. It is extremely refreshing in that way. But if you're looking at these ports to either just play campaign or play solo offline zombies or something like that, I honestly think that PC is a better alternative, if possible, because you have way more options. You can play in an even higher resolution than 1080. You have a lot more options when it comes to FOV and things like that. But for online functionality purposes, the port is the way to go. Now, let's shift over to Black Ops 2. As the original BO1 multiplayer experience is very much intact, I would say that is mostly the case for Black Ops 2. Now, once again, this port is the same situation as BO1. You have access to the campaign, multiplayer, and zombies. And so when it comes to the multiplayer, that is what I believe most people are going to be interested in this port for. BO2 is mostly the same in that aspect, but there are a couple of key differences to consider. They did actually make Emblem Editor return, which is awesome and I think worth praising. Again, it just adds so much personality to this game. I think it's an awesome feature. However, theater mode is once again not here, and that is for the safety and security of the game, which is at this point a good thing. But the multiplayer lobbies are a little bit more, I would say, inconsistent than BO1. This is something that is probably just happening right now, but Black Ops 2 servers have been experiencing a large amount of micro stutters pretty much across the entire game. It's very hard to play this MP without encountering lobbies that are either extremely laggy or just have micro stutters the entire time. Weirdly enough, Black Ops 1 MP was more stable than BO2's MP, at least at this point in time. This might be something that can be pretty easily patched out, but the stability of the lobby in BO2 is honestly not perfect at the moment. Matter of fact, I've even experienced my fair amount of crashes on this port so far, specifically on Black Ops 2, so I'm not totally sure what's up with that. Now, when it comes to DLC, once again, it is $10 for the Season Pass, which includes all of the map packs. However, there is additional DLC. You'll remember that BO2 did these extra camos for $2 each. This is a completely free downloadable pack in this, and you can just have access to all of the DLC camos right from the start, which is pretty fun. Like, you can use everything that, you could back in the day, but these are all free, which is nice. Now, I do have a pretty big complaint with the BO2 multiplayer specifically. So I played Black Ops 1 first, and I noticed that in the button layouts, you can actually change to default alternative, which basically makes your L1 and R1 your aim and shoot button, which is exactly how the original PlayStation 3 was to begin with, by the way. You aimed and shot with L1, R1. Now, that is a feature in BO1. You can have that controller configuration, and that's what I was playing on. And then when I got to Black Ops 2, I unfortunately noticed...
So what's the verdict? Greetings.
You're looking incredible. That setting does not appear in this game. There is actually no button configuration. You can shoot with L1 and R1, which is insane. Again, considering that the original PlayStation 3 was natively L1 R1 to aim and shoot. So I have no clue why this is a feature only in BO1 in this port and not in Black Ops 2. But it's really annoying because now I have to switch my aim and fire buttons just depending on what game I'm playing. It messes with, my muscle memory, and it just feels strange. I hope that's something they can just patch in. But I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't having a blast playing this multiplayer, especially as it was intended, and you're playing lobbies that feel alive again. It's actually a lot of people are on the game, and it's very common to get into lobbies that feel exactly like they did back in the day. And Black Ops 2 MP, I've always said this, is just fundamentally a good game. It is a well-designed MP. I personally prefer it to Black Ops 1's multiplayer experience, even though I really love them both. I would say that I would give BO2 a slight edge in that capacity. So I'll reiterate here with BO2, if you're looking at these ports to play purely for their multiplayer experiences, which I imagine a lot of people are, I would also say that it is worth it in that sense. Now, when it comes to zombies, this is another thing that is slightly more complex to consider, and there are a couple of weird little changes to point out. Everything is pretty much consistent and intact with what you remember back in 2012, with a couple of small, just very tiny UI changes and little notable things. For example, the perk icons have been slightly upscaled, or at least updated. There was a set of perk icons that they used to use back in the original Black Ops 2 that were a lot more low grain, and they had slightly different color as well. So you have just a bit more updated perk icons, and also the ray gun in town is the buried ray gun with that green barrel, which again looks really really cool. That was never in the original Black Ops 2, but it doesn't really matter. Obviously, it's just a slightly different look to the ray gun, but either way, that's really the only notable gameplay changes, at least that I noticed. Everything else is identical. Now, as I've been showcasing the game and explaining things to you, I hope I've been able to answer a lot of questions, but to wrap around and answer the big one here, which is, should you purchase these games? Is this worth the buy? This is complex, and it's also kind of high stakes, because despite Black Ops 1 being 16 years old, these games together, if you buy the season pass for both of them, aren't cheap. I mean, they're fairly expensive still. So you want to make sure you're spending your money effectively and in the right places, because again, this is going to greatly vary on your individual circumstances. If you're somebody like me who already owns Black Ops 1 and 2 on PC, and I even have access to them on Xbox because I have a couple physical discs for them, if that description fits you at all, I would not buy these ports purely for the campaign or zombies, because you can already access them. However, if you are looking to play any kind of online functionality, and specifically the multiplayer safely and securely and with slightly updated resolution, then these ports are now going to be the definitive way to play that online again. 99% of my reason for owning and playing these ports is only for multiplayer, because I can access the other experiences in a better setting and with even higher quality. If I want to play campaign or zombie solo, I can already do that. Now, if you are a player who's not like me, let's say you only have a console, maybe you only own PlayStation, and you haven't played Black Ops 2 in literally forever, you don't have a PS3 anymore, you don't have an Xbox, and you don't have a PC, then I do think that this is worth purchasing, and potentially even with the season pass if you want to play the entire experience with all of the DLC in it. It's just that money is tight for a lot of people right now, and I really wanted to make sure that people are using their money that they have effectively and buying the things that they're going to get value out of, and not purchasing something that you already own, either needlessly or that you already have access to in some other way. I think for most PlayStation players who just have like a PS5 or something, this is going to be worth it, because you cannot really have this experience in any other way. For people who have more gaming hardware or even have a PC, I would definitely think twice about what it is exactly you want out of Black Ops 1 and 2, because unless you're diehard about MP, there are probably other more effective ways you could spend your money. So also, not to mention that I personally recommend downloading the PS4 version, as there is no genuine visual difference at all at the moment. That could change. There is a world where they could actually up either, the refresh rate or even the resolution on the PS5 Pro version or something like that. But as of right now, I think the PS4 version is better, because you can play it with either the PS4 controller or something like that. If you actually like the PS5 controller, then the PS5 edition is.
There's more to imagine than listening. Audible.
Pure, simple, organic ingredients. Decadently delicious. Super premium ice cream. Crafted the way it should be. Strauss Family Creamery. Taste the Strauss difference.
Positive as I can in this video. I promise you have my word, because honestly, I have so many things I want to talk about in this video. I have so many thoughts, opinions, concerns, frustrations, especially about what you are looking at on your screen right now. And for those of you that have no idea what you're watching, for those of you that did not play the OG classic Call of Duties, number one, I feel sorry for you. It was an amazing time. But number two, this is Black Ops 1 gameplay. This game launched in 2010, 16 years ago. And of course, out of all the maps that are in this game, I recorded a gameplay on Nuketown. It was not on purpose. I know we're tired of seeing this map, but it's a free-for-all gameplay. I go like 30 and 11. It's nothing crazy. Then I got another like round war domination gameplay for you guys to watch. It's not easy, and we'll talk about why in this video. It's not easy to get good and decent gameplays for you guys to watch in the background of these commentaries. So before we get into, this entire port situation, the problems out there and the good things, I'll make sure I'll mention that. I need you guys to smack that like button. I need you guys to take a second to click the thumbs up. Comment your thoughts down below. Honestly, I would love to see so many comments down there. I want to know your guys' honest opinions. I want to see conversations down there, debates, civil debates, okay? We don't need to be going crazy over a damn video game, but I really want to I'm anxious to see what you guys are going to say, and let's get into it. So, for those of you that live under a rock and you don't follow Call of Duty news, breaking from Charlie Intel. And it's weird. He was the one that broke this out on the internet. It wasn't Call of Duty or anything. It was kind of odd. He says Call of Duty Black Ops and Black Ops 2 ports for PS4 and PS5 are available now. $40 each game, which we'll talk about. PS4 and PS5 versions only. No updates to the core games. And PlayStation Plus subscribers can get each game for $20 for limited time. So you guys remember, and for those of you that have been around my channel, for the past few weeks I've been talking about these ports. I've been concerned about them. I've been concerned that if they're not done correctly, they are going to lose a lot of people in the Call of Duty community because these are OG classic Call of Duties. A lot of people see Black Ops 2 as the best COD of all time. I personally think Black Ops 1 is one of the best of all time. Both of them are in the top 3 or top 4 for most people, okay? So if they ruin this, it could be really bad for the hype for the next Call of Duty. It can really make a lot of people be done with the franchise. And I was always concerned about the price. I was concerned about cheaters. I was concerned about them taking away aspects of the game that were normally there and possibly even adding in things like skill-based matchmaking and stuff that we don't like. So I want to start off with this tweet. And this kind of covers everything that is going into the current game that is ported over to PlayStation 5. If you purchase BO1 and BO2, this guy says, on PlayStation 3, I should get them for free. I don't really, disagree with that. Let's go on. He says, no crossplay, no graphic updates, no FOV slider, no dedicated servers, no league play, no wager matches, no 120 FPS support, no live player count, no cross progression, just a money grab, in my opinion. And as we go back to what we were talking about, $40 is how much these games cost. If you do not have PlayStation Plus, you are spending $40 for this game. And that does not, so I'm going to repeat that does not include the DLC for either Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2. If you guys want the entire DLC for zombies, multiplayer, etc., you need to spend another $30 if you don't have PlayStation Plus. So you are basically spending the equivalent of a new Call of Duty title, like let's say Black Ops 7 or MW4, the standard edition, $70+ for one of these games that is not updated. No updates to the graphics to make it better. No updates with the dead zones. They're taking away stuff like Dynamo wager matches, league play. They're taking away stuff instead of adding it to make it better. But they want you to pay the same price as if it was a new Call of Duty right now. That is a problem. I have PlayStation Plus, okay? So I spent $20 on this game. I said $20 was a good price. That's the most I would want to pay. So that's what I paid. And it seems like a good deal to me. I'm not going to pay an extra $10, even though it's only $10, and it is a tax write-off for me. I'm not going to do that for DLCs. It's no point. I think that's a ripoff. I do think this is a cash grab. I am part of the Call of Duty community. I am addicted. I get that. But it's a little frustrating to see that they're going to be doing all of this stuff with no updates to the game. But it's also very weird because they did make some small changes to these ports that are just very odd. For example, they got rid of the player counts. If you guys did not know, in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, it used to say how many people were playing the game at that time, how many people were online. They took the...
You first, Farmers Tan. How many subscriptions do you have?
I think 4, Netflix, Hulu, Spotify.
No way. Who knows? I think it's because if this game is more popular than the current Call of Duty out right now, it kind of proves the point, what we've been saying for how many years now, that classic Call of Duty is what we want. So they took that away, and they even added in a PS5 controller layout to be able to switch things up. They put that in, and they took wager matches, like I already said, and that away. Controller layout to be able to switch things up. They put that in, and they took out wager matches, like I already said. And they did small changes, but they couldn't do basic graphic updates for the basic times that we're in right now. They couldn't do that. I'm not saying we need an FOV slider. I really don't think we need that. It would be cool to play on OBS. It would be better to play on some better servers. Basic stuff. I don't think it would be that difficult for them, especially if they're asking for this type of money. It's odd that they're making these changes. And again, it's also odd that they made it to where you can't do cross-play between the two versions of PS4 and PS5. This is from Charlie Intel. It says, Call of Duty Black Ops and Black Ops 2 ports feature separate versions for both PS4 and PS5, and there is no cross-play between the two versions. This is a classic Call of Duty experience. cross-platform multiplayer is not supported. We're in 2026, and they literally, on the same platform, the same data, or Sony is literally the company from both the PS4 and PS5, obviously, they can't figure out to even make it possible or put the effort into making it cross-play. I think like the only way to do it is if you like, well, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta open up this video with one thing. I was wrong. I'm man enough to admit it. I was wrong. I thought that they would release these ports later on in July. I felt like there was too much stuff happening with Call of Duty, with the MW3, with MW4 stuff happening next week. I thought that there would be maybe some sort of trailer for these ports. No, they just said, hey, and I guess maybe I should have known it. Maybe I'll know for the next time. As soon as that trophy thing happens, where they put the trophies in and there's that 1.2 or 1.3 update, that is when we know that it's more than likely happening ASAP. So, yes, guys, ladies and gentlemen, the ports dropped yesterday. If you haven't seen the news, they came out like 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock on PlayStation. And I thought today would be a perfect time to kind of give you my thoughts on everything, give you the positives, gives you the negatives, and kind of ultimately be like, hey, if you're holding back on buying these because you kind of have the thought of like, hey, I already bought these before, or I have them on Xbox, or whatever, maybe this will kind of make the decision for you. So I have a list here in front of me. Like I said, positives, negatives. Even if you're on PS5 and you own like the PS4, download that, which I don't understand why anybody on a PS5 would want to download the PS4 version. That's the only way you can maybe play with other people on PS4, but that should not be the case. Everybody on the PlayStation Network should be able to play with each other, but again, what do I know? I'm just a guy sitting here in the office. But my main issue with all of this, other than just the price, which was rumored and everybody said, oh, you don't even know if it's the real price. Well, obviously we were right about the price. Other than that, is these servers. And I don't remember at 10 years old. I know my memory's probably not the best from when I was 10, but I do remember playing this game. I don't remember it being this bad in Black Ops 1 to where I just can't hit a single shot when I'm shooting right at the guy, or I'm around the corner and I'm dying like that. I just don't remember it. I'm sorry, I don't. And it just makes this game that I just love and enjoy so much. And it was so good to play yesterday on stream, but the more I played it off stream, the more I realized, oh my God, this is unplayable. It's unplayable. How do you expect to be able to say, yep, we should be paid money for what we're providing here when the game itself is that down bad? Forget the cheaters, okay? Forget the cheaters. If I can't hit my shots when I'm shooting right at the guy, or I'm dying by somebody I can't even see yet, that's a problem. I'd rather play against somebody that's aimbotting me because at least I still can shoot them. This I can't.
Okay,
I'm hitting nothing. Shooting at the guy, I'm hitting nothing. I thought hit reg was bad in Black Ops 7. My lord, Black Ops 1 is awful. BO2 has its moments as well, but my God, man, I just honestly, I do recommend if you guys want to play these, if you want to try them, I hope and pray that you have PlayStation Plus, because $20, I can sit here and be like, yeah, you know, it's worth it, because I do have fun. I play with my friends off stream, and I even play with them on stream. I play with viewers, and I had a good time. I do, but I do get frustrated. I do get frustrated by the fact that this is clearly a money grab. It's clearly just, you know, an effort to try to get as much money as they can because Black Ops 7 did not do what it was supposed to, and just all this other stupid stuff added into it. I want to be positive about it. I know it's good. I know a lot of people are playing it. I know a lot of people are enjoying it. Again, I don't know how many times I have to say it. I am enjoying myself from time to time, but it is frustrating it is frustrating to continue to keep on seeing this type of stuff. I'm just sitting here as somebody that, like, if this was my job to port this over, or if this was my job to try to bring back a classic memory within this franchise, I would want to make it as good as possible. I would want to make it as entertaining. Now, again, they didn't bring SVM. That's a plus. They left Emblem Editor in there, which will be, I'll be surprised if they keep it in the entire time, because I'm already seeing some crazy ass stuff. But again, who knows? Maybe Treyarch's done being snowflakes, or Activision's done, being as woke as they were like the past few years. Who knows? But they kept some good stuff in here. I'm finding matches really quickly, but I thought all this was based on ping, and I'm getting in, and I'm 2-barring the entire time in Black Ops 1. I'm still lagging in Black Ops 2. I don't know, man. I'm concerned about this. I really want it to be great. I'm just sitting here in my office, just I have mixed feelings. I'm literally stuttering right now because I have mixed feelings on what this game is going to be like in the next few weeks. It's fun now. It might be nostalgia. It might be that honeymoon phase. Honestly, I just hope they can make some changes. I don't know if they're going to update it. I don't think they're going to update it. I think they just got all the money in the world on this one day, and they're just going to let it be and let it sit. Who knows? Hackers might start ruining the games in the next few days. They might take over in the next few weeks. It might be dead in the next few weeks. Who the hell knows what's going to happen here? I just hope that they're transparent with us. I hope they are going to continue to keep on updating it and making it a better gaming experience, because many people paid $70. $70 for this 16 and 14-year-old game. I don't advise that. I really recommend not doing that. I don't think these games are worth that money right now at this state. $20 is not that bad of a deal. I wish it was 10. I don't wish it was free. I know I said that a while back, but the more I think about it, it's an easier way for cheaters, if cheaters do get in this game, to continue to keep on coming back. So $10 to $20 is the max, but I think if you're spending $20 on it, you should get all the DLC included. Who knows if they change that? But it's a limited deal with even the $20 with PlayStation Plus, and it's $10 for the DLC. I don't like that. I really don't. It's not worth that money to me. $30 is too much. $20, it's the max, I would say. So I would love to know what you guys think, though. I'm enjoying myself from time to time, but as you're seeing in the gameplay, it can look a little rough. It can feel a little weird. The dead zones, just it's a different time. For all the people that have been playing Call of Duty within the past few years and didn't play the OG ones, you guys are going to hate this, okay? So for those of you that are, Warzone, when COVID hit and you came to Call of Duty, don't buy this. Save your money. You're going to hate it. All the people that played the game back in the day, like myself, like others watching this, you'll enjoy it. Be smart with your money. Be smart with your money. Be smart with your investments. And hopefully you enjoy the time. Hopefully the updates come. We'll find out.
You lost Zone C.
Negatives, I got about like 15 points, a couple for each, and so let's just get right into it. Now, before we get into it, I just have a real quick announcement. It has something to do with Call of Duty this time and not T-Dog Plays. I actually have been given the ability to go to the New York event in next week. They reached out to me, and I'm going to be streaming and playing Modern Warfare 4 at the Fanatics event. So I'm going to be streaming on July 17th on Thursday. I think it's either at 6 or 7 p.m. So make sure you're subscribed here, noties on, or follow me on Twitch if that's more your thing, T-Dog Smitty. So I will be playing MW4. That'll be the first official look at gameplay, so I'm excited to do that. And I figured I should say that before, because let's just get into Black Ops 2 and 1, because at the end of the day, this is what we love to talk about here. So you know what, today, I want to start with the positives, because you know what? I'm tired of seeing negative Call of Duty stuff. This feels like one of the most positive things we've had in a long time, and so I want to talk about the positives. So let's go into number one. I think the biggest thing that these ports have brought back is unity, is community, is people talking about Call of Duty. I don't know about you. I don't know about your friends group. I don't know about your circle of people. I have people texting me going, hey, man, did the ports drop? Hey, how much did they cost? Hey, how are the servers and all this stuff? And yesterday I streamed Black Ops 2 for about 3 hours. And it was my most viewed stream ever. Above Modern Warfare 19 streams, above the new games when I played them early, above BO6 when I was in DC. Black Ops 2, there was over 3,000 people watching me play this game. That is what I missed about Call of Duty. I missed when everybody was talking about it. You got on the Twitter timeline yesterday, and Ali was out there posting about that he was downloading it. You had all these names that were coming back, the White Boys, and Thunder was talking about it, and it's just like, this is what it's all about. This is why Call of Duty grew as big as it did. Number one, the games were awesome, but the community aspect of it just made it seem like it was just, you just knew when your buddies were playing COD because you got on and everybody was on. And again, I posted last night on Twitter, I had a 6-stack squad playing Domination last night, finding lobbies in 3 seconds. When is the last time, in the comments down below, when is the last time that you've had 5 friends on Call of Duty at the same time? Not the whole week, the same night. It's probably been since MW19 for a lot of you, maybe Cold War. So that to me is the biggest positive of all this. It's brought back a love of Call of Duty that I just haven't seen in a long time. And it just makes me happy. It really does. And there's going to be some negative people that are going to try to, say this is the worst thing of all time. If you're enjoying the game, man, just enjoy the game if you've already gotten it. So the biggest thing that I think I've really enjoyed about these ports so far is, to me, some of these are going to be about the port, and some of them are just going to be like the overall community. I think I wrote down here, the fact that everyone is level 1, and on top of it, everybody's on an even playing field. It was so cool to walk into these lobbies, to boot into these lobbies, and nobody was max prestige. Nobody was these insane glitch ranks. Nobody had most of the guns unlocked. It was levels 1 through like 15 maybe. You know that a lot of these people are using default classes. You know a lot of these people are using perks that they don't want to use. And it made the games fun because, man, me using the Scorpion, that is a scary sight. I was awful with that. And so it just felt like the games were harder. It was like you were learning stuff again. You know the game, but you were learning it again. Like you had the training wheels on, and you would slowly unlock stuff. And again, that even playing field of everybody's on whatever FOV it is, 65 or 80. I don't know what it is. 65, I think. And the settings are very simple. It's, hey, boot into the game. Here's your square that you have to do in the beginning. Enable graphic content. Change sensitivity. And you go play the game. So you know nobody's running around at 120 FOV. Doing something weird with their audio. Doing something weird with their controller. We're all just on this console game at the same time. And speaking of community, what I love about the PlayStation is they have lawyers' reaction. If you pull it, there's no emergency. And I'm back on fools. But is it also illegal? This was actually a fake fire alarm that this racer installed himself. But despite this was still he can't be charged for something that didn't do. That doesn't make him The built-in mic, and I would just go in there and just like unmute, be like.
I got a huge stack of WNBA cards in from London recently. Here are my 3 favorites from this stack. First one is this.
Like,
recently I did a video called Songs Ruined by the Feature, and I'm sure
yo guys, God's back, and then you hear all these people go, yeah, God's back.
in Avatar The Last Airbender.
And I have a community that I just love. So everybody kind of being on the same thing. I think makes this experience so much better. Lawyer's reaction.
Do you want the receipts?
Get your receipt.
I'm kind of on a time crunch. I think I'm just going to head out with it. It's like, am I free to go with PC? Hey, whoa. All right. You obey the law of police officer. It's against Walmart policy. Okay. Is that the law? Yes. All right. Yes, you're under arrest.
In this case, Walmart immediately called this police officer to assist in their investigation. And this police officer told this young man that not only is it against their policy not to show a receipt, but it's also against the law. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you belong to a membership store such as Costco or Sam's Club, there's actually no legal requirement to show your receipt before you exit the building. Yes, under shopkeeper's privilege, they can investigate whether you own the item if you don't show a receipt, but they legally cannot require you to show that receipt.
You lost Zone A.
And it just feels like it feels like a brand new game release, which I know technically it's not, but
3 months ago, I built 2 completely different ant siblings.
technically it is, because all the stats reset, everybody's level 1, nothing carried over, and I just love that. So another thing that I think was positive was, for me, I played on a PS5, and I know that there is nothing added to this game. Okay, so I know that there's not graphical okay, so let me make sure I use the right words here. I know it's not like a remaster, but there is definitely some sort of resolution jump to this. I don't care. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. There's no chance that there's not. Reverting to my Ghost example that I gave you guys in previous videos, when you play Call of Duty Ghosts on the PS4 version versus the PS5 version, there is a clarity boost. There is a resolution boost that you can tell. You can't see anything on PS4 COD Ghosts. In PS5 COD Ghosts, you can actually see your enemy camping in the corner with an IED. It's a great feeling. And that's what I felt like with playing this game. It was you could just see better. You could see better, and it felt like it wasn't a remaster, but it feels like you got that graphics boost. And you're like, oh, this actually feels like it's a step up. And I saw Charlie Intel tweet this morning that it is running at 1080p, 60 frames. And I believe the Xbox version, I think he said was 640. So 640 to 1080. It's not a remaster, like I said, but it kind of feels like it. So to me, when you get that graphic jump, it feels really good. And so I'm really enjoying that. Making it look great is what we wanted. It's exactly what I was talking about with the Battlefront collection that came out a few months ago. And so far, we're having a better launch than that. Next up, so far, to me, the hackers have not been a thing.
It's a space we use to plan get-togethers and celebrate each other. 3 years later, we're still going strong. There's nothing we wouldn't and haven't done for each other.
You lost Zone A.
Are you doing the junk journaling trend this year? I went to my local CVS to grab a brand new journal, and I even picked up some photo prints. Junk journaling is essentially grabbing any items that you would normally throw away or even just random things you have around the house and adding them to your journal. The best part is that there's really no rules. It's just a fun way to be creative and resourceful at the same time. I just used some random items I found in my house, and this...
I'm assuming that this probably won't be an issue until a few weeks maybe or days. Now, I'm not saying that this will be an issue, but I don't think they're going to come out on the first day because if these hackers are being jobless like they are and absolute idiots, it takes them a few days to like crack in. So far, I have not seen anything that.
You captured Zone C. You lost Zone C. You captured Zone A. You captured Zone C. We lost Zone C. You captured Zone C. You lost Zone C. You captured Zone C. You lost Zone C. You lost Zone A. You captured Zone C. Enemy team is breaking.
In order to...
You lost Zone C. You lost Zone A. Your team is breaking. Your team rallied. Your team is breaking. You lost Zone C. Captured Zone C. You lost Zone C. You captured Zone A. You lost Zone A. You captured Zone C. lost Zone C. Your team rallied. Your team is breaking. You captured Zone C. You captured Zone A. You lost Zone C. You lost Zone A. Defeat. You lost Zone A. You captured Zone C. You lost Zone C. You captured Zone C. You captured Zone A. You lost Zone A. You captured Zone A.
接招吧！
You lost Zone C. You captured Zone C. You lost Zone A. You lost Zone C. You captured Zone C.